something that I've been wanting to teach you all year long as we've been learning sign language, and there just hasn't seemed to be a good time to fit it in. So I'm going to fit it in right now real quick. And some of it you've heard. You've heard me talk about a blade hand. So I want to talk to you about hand shapes. Hand shapes are very important in sign language because you use the same hand shapes a lot to make a lot of different signs. So when I talk about the blade hand, some people also call this the open B hand. If you made the letter B, your thumb would be in. But if you open it up, it's called an open B, or I call it the blade hand. You also have the bent B hand. This is bent B hand. So open B hand, bent B hand. Another shape that you'll see, another hand shape that you'll see in sign language is the open A hand. To make the letter A, you pull that thumb in, but in open A, the thumb stays out. This is called the open A hand. Open A hand, open B hand shape, bent B hand shape, the next hand shape I want to teach you is the baby O. So if we were making a real O, we would make it like this. If we turn it sideways, you can see the circle. O. To make the baby O, you just use your pointer finger and your thumb and put them together. Baby O, real little. So this is considered the baby O hand shape. There's another hand shape called the flat O. To make the flat O, you make it like the O, you just don't pull your fingers up to make that circle shape. It's just flat. So if you look at it from the side, you just see something flat. Okay, flat O shape. Baby O shape, baby O shape, flat O shape. There's another hand shape that I usually call the claw, and it's actually a bent 5 hand. So if you make your hand as if you're saying you have 5 things, and you crunch up your fingers, you have the bent 5 hand shape, or the claw. I prefer the claw. Baby O hand shape. Flat O hand shape. Bent 5 hand shape. The claw. Next, there's the bent V hand shape. And you actually probably have used this or seen someone use it when they put something in quotes. That's kind of that same V hand shape. So this is the bent V hand shape. So take your 2 and bend the fingers. Bent V hand shape. The last hand shape I want to tell you about is the open 8. You have your 5 hand and you pull your middle finger down as if it's going to touch the thumb to make the number 8, but you don't put your thumb there. You just leave your finger bent down. This is the open 8 hand shape. Open 8 hand shape. So can we think of some signs that go with each hand shape? Do you think you can? Okay, I'm going to play some music for you and give you some time to think think out loud with Miss Kim and decide on some signs that you know, that we've learned together, that use each of these hand shapes. Okay? And then I'll come back and give you some help. Okay, did you think of some signs that use these 8 hand shapes? I found a few that we've already learned, but there's some we haven't learned with any signs yet, so we'll get to those throughout the rest of the year. But first of all, the ones we've learned. The first one that we learned with a sign was the bent 5 hand shape. We learned this for tiger. Tiger. We also use the bent 5 hand shape to do bear. Bear. So if you guessed those, hooray for you. You've been paying attention. The next one is the bent V sign. And the only sign I could think of or remember that we had used the bent V's was koala bear. Koala bear. So maybe one of you came up with that. You'll have to let me know. Okay, the open A hand shape is used in the word science, and we learned it with scientist as a person. Scientist. So you have your open A and you spin it around. Scientist. The open B is used in a lot of signs. I'm just going to give you one of them, is music, or sing, song, music. Those 3 words use the open B hand shape. The little O, or the baby O, we haven't learned signs yet that use that, not that I could remember. If you thought of one, please let me know when I chat with you. And the flat O, I couldn't think of one that I've taught you that we use the flat O with. And then the open 8 hand, I just taught you the sign favorite. Favorite. When we were signing sentences, that was a new sign for you. And favorite uses that open 8 hand shape. Favorite. Last one is the bent B hand shape, and I don't believe we've learned any signs that use this hand shape yet, but we will. So now that you know these 8 hand shapes, be thinking about it when you're learning new signs, and it'll make it easier to remember how to produce that sign.